Our Best Guess is not an educational podcast, so don't take it as one. This is an improvisational comedy podcast, and though occasionally we may say some factual truths, it's probably best you take it with a grain of salt. Hello and welcome to Our Best Guess, a podcast where we try to answer all of your questions.
And we mean all of your questions, even stupid ones like, where does cotton candy come from?
Because whoever said there are no stupid questions was wrong. You people are idiots.
Except there's one thing about the matter. We don't really know the answers to these questions ourselves.
So that's why we're gonna give it
our best guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a podcast Wylie and I have been talking about for
a couple of years now.
I would say the actual idea, we were like, we want to do a podcast, another podcast after our old one, which was Suddenly an Expert.
Old, like, my class-mandated podcast that we did so well.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was great. I liked that one a lot.
Our moms loved it.
Yes, and my mom's coworkers loved it.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that was the case.
Oh, yeah. I did not tell you that one of her coworkers listened to all of our podcast episodes on a road trip.
Incredible. I mean, I did that as well. I forced people to listen to it, and they were like, "Yeah, it's good."
So shameless self-promotion. Always
shameless
good.
Self-promotion for a podcast that's probably not happening anymore.
Yeah, most likely not. We might bring it back. Who knows?
But for this podcast,
yes.
Like we said, we're going to answer viewer questions and also some questions that aren't from viewers, but we'll explain that later, to the best of our ability.
Yes.
So, Wylie, do you have the question document up?
I do have the question document up.
Do you want to?
Thank you for asking.
Do you want to pick one up? Pick one out?
I do really like this singular one that I would like to, discuss and answer to the best of our abilities. A question from Sam: if non-avian dinosaurs still existed, which one would be the most useful on a farm?
That's a good one.
That is a very good one.
Thank you, Sam, for the question. If you want to submit a question to our podcast, feel free. We have an Instagram at The Midmen, which is a completely separate project. But yeah.
You'll be able to find where you can submit your questions there.
But if non-avian dinosaurs existed, which would be the most useful on a farm?
Well, this is going to take a little bit of analysis, because there's some upkeep required for any farm animal, and by making your farm animal of choice a giant lizard, I feel like that's more of a challenge than, say, like an ox or a horse. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like an interesting question to ask before we get to, like, we come up with like a true, or what I think would be a true answer would be like, which would be the worst to have?
I definitely, yeah. I think one that's like any predatory carnivore would probably be not a great pick for farm work.
Yeah, velociraptors would probably kill the rest of your
livestock.
Your livestock. So you got a pig and a velociraptor, and you made the wrong investment, buddy.
Probably. I was going to say, you also have to take into account how big these things were.
That's true.
So this is I'm trying to figure out which dinosaur, because you want one that's probably going to be able to help either plow your fields or I guess haul stuff. I think that's probably the best things for a farm animal to have.
Yeah, if you're looking for like an ox replacement, maybe like what are they called? Not Stegosaurus, because that is the tall one.
Yeah.
Bronchiosaurus, maybe?
I'm gonna have to do some. Did you just the tall one?
Well, no, Stegosaurus is the.
I'm googling it.
Oh no!
Stegosaurus is the one with like the bony plates on his back.
So then maybe that's what I'm thinking of for what I think would be a good ox replacement.
I was going to say the tall one is a brontosaurus.
Then what is it with the ASDF movie? having the thing that stands up that stomps on people and is like,
Yeah,
I am a
he's-
stegosaurus.
It's funny because it's wrong.
Oh, I just fully believed ASDF in that it was a stegosaurus. I didn't understand that was part of the joke.
No, it is not a stegosaurus. It is in fact a brontosaurus. I was gonna say I can't. I'm just trying to think because I definitely think the stegosaurus would be a great pick.
Yeah.
Because another thing that I definitely think we're going to have to take into account is that other dinosaurs also exist, so you want one that's not going to be easily taken on by predators.
Correct. It also is a it's not a it might be an herbivore, right?
Yeah, it's an herbivore.
Yeah. So while you might have to keep it away from some of your crops, if you're in the stage of like setting up your field for the season, then maybe a stegosaurus would be the right option.
Yeah. Either that or what's the I'm just going to look up dinosaur types.
But doesn't that defeat the purpose of the podcast?
Well, truly,
I'm joking.
yeah.
I'm joking.
I haven't been, I guess, this conscious of what dinosaurs' names and looks are since probably elementary school. I'm way out of my depth right now. I'm just going with like the standard list, like literally just Google dinosaur types, and there's literally a just pictures and names. I'm not going into anything else other than what they look like.
Okay. Now the audience better believe you.
I do not care if they don't.
I don't know what you would Google if you wouldn't literally Google this question and then have the answer come up.
Yeah. I think it's also really funny how it's like, since like more discovery part of this list, it's like you're like Tyrannosaurus Rex, Spinosaurus, Velociraptor, Brontosaurus, and then there's just a box that says birds.
Well, if we're looking for non-avian dinosaurs, so
Non-avian,
that's
yes.
probably
so that's
not
we're not gonna do it.
So pterodactyl is the wrong answer in this scenario.
Pterodactyl is the wrong answer. Frankly, I don't even think they would be that helpful on a farm anyway.
There's nothing notable about a pterodactyl other than they fly.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't remember anything distinctly about pterodactyls off the top of my head.
I was gonna say I definitely can I give my answer of what I've, I guess, come to a conclusion
Your best
on?
guess?
My best guess.
Yeah.
So my best guess about the best farmhand non-avian dinosaur would probably have to be a Stegosaurus or a Triceratops, because those two are herbivores. Yes, they're going to require some upkeep, but it's not going to be going after any of your other farm animals. They can defend themselves against any predatory attacks.
wolves.
Yeah, and other dinosaurs. I don't think wolves would have the guts to take this thing on. But that's my best guess.
So are
Your
we
thoughts?
Are we assuming that like our dinosaur is the only dinosaur and like you have to pick one of them to just exist again, or is it
No.
dinosaurs have
Dinosaurs
come back?
exist again.
It is Jurassic
Dinosaurs
World.
it is Jurassic World. Dinosaurs have come back fully.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I agree with you. Stegosaurus is probably the best choice. Though I am not a farmer, so if you're a farmer, give us a message. Tell us if you think Stegosaurus would be helpful.
Nice. All right. Why don't you do the honors of picking our next question?
All right. How does Bluetooth work?
Ooh.
But sent in by Isaiah.
Yes, thank you, Isaiah.
Thank you, Isaiah.
This is a very good question. I happen to know the answer for this one.
So you do actually know how Bluetooth works?
Sure.
Or are you gonna give your best guess?
I'm gonna give it my best guess, Parker. That is exactly what I am going to do.
All right, tell me what Bluetooth is. How does it work?
No, how it works. Everybody knows what Bluetooth is. We just want to know how it works. And it's It's kind of similar to like giving your phone number to somebody else, and it's kind of like a phone call between your devices. That's what happens when your devices are pairing. They're actually swapping contact information, and anytime you want to pair or connect your Bluetooth devices, whatever you're trying to connect to gets a call from, say, your phone or your computer that you're trying to connect to, and then it answers, and it's like, oh yeah, I can definitely play this audio, and then it does. So that's how Bluetooth works.
So it's basically like the Nintendo 3DS Mi Plaza swap thing between 3DSs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's exactly like that. It's exactly like Street Pass, Parker.
So Nintendo invented Bluetooth.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean that's the clear answer in this situation.
Yeah.
Except I think you're missing like the scientific aspect of it. So you like conceptually described how Bluetooth works, but my best guess as to how Bluetooth works.
All right, go on and lay it on me, amigo.
Is that there exists a Bluetooth, like a literal tooth within within everybody's smart device.
Okay.
And these teeth emit frequencies that only other teeth can experience and understand.
Okay. All right.
So, in order to exchange information, these frequencies are shared from this Bluetooth within a device.
All right.
How that gets transferred into information on the phone or smart device, I don't know. That wasn't the question.
It was just how does Bluetooth work, and now you know.
Yeah, there are blue teeth,
and they share cell numbers.
Yeah, and they share cell numbers.
The blue teeth share cell numbers. There you go.
Yep, exactly.
Wonderful. Oh, all right. All right. Let me swap on back to our question document. And I think this is a good one, sent in by Rachel. At what age do babies start recognizing color?
So this is interesting because it's like, what is the definition of recognizing color? Like, are we assuming that babies are literally colorblind until like 6 months, and then they're like, oh, whoa, it's not all gray anymore?
Yeah, I mean, that's why babies and dogs get along so well.
Yeah, if we understand anything, and if we've learned anything from Family Guy, Stewie and Brian.
Dude, really? Family? I was gonna say like Arthur, because Kate and Pal had the thing going for a while.
Okay, well that's true. That's true.
Yeah, they were able to communicate back and forth.
I mean, honestly, just look at like any cartoon that has a dog in it, a talking dog, and a baby will be its best friend.
Yeah.
It's not man's best friend, it's baby's best friend.
Baby's best friend. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I personally didn't start recognizing color until last year, actually.
Yeah.
I guess I took it for granted, but last year I came to a conclusion. I just had to be like, well, thank you, color, for existing. And
I feel like I just realized what the key to that was. You watched Tarzan for the first time.
That's true. I did watch Tarzan for the first time.
So the time when you start to recognize colors is right after you watch Tarzan.
Yeah, specifically Tarzan.
Yes.
And I will say the moment for me that was like the moment for color was trying not to spoil the movie, even though it came out in the 90s.
It can't. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna try and not spoil what a 30-year-old movie. 30, 40. Is it 40? Who knows?
Whoa, I don't think it's 40 because then they would have come out in like, oh my gosh, maybe. Well, because it's like 98 or 99, but
something
so then
like
it
that,
would be like 27 or something years old.
Yeah, roughly 30.
Yeah. Give or take 30.
Roughly 30, give or take 30. So,
Yeah, it could
We
have came
could
out
be
last
right.
year when
Yeah.
I first watched it, or
Obviously, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a great core memory for all of us to, start seeing color after we've watched Tarzan.
Specifically the trashing the camp scene.
Man, NSYNC did such good work.
Yeah, In Sync. I personally think that song's kind of annoying, but I do appreciate its
Really?
ability to bring people's color.
You don't like the song Trash in the Camp?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just not. It's not what I think the peak of the music in the movie is.
Well, yes, we're not. I'm not arguing against that, but it's like so. Okay, so
It's probably
you
my
acknowledge
least
that
favorite in the movie.
okay.
Well, what's a worse song than Trashing the Camp?
In my opinion, the song at the start of the movie.
Two Worlds? Like the put your faith in can't I don't know if we're gonna monetize this.
I have no clue, but the problem with me, yes, the problem with me, because it is, it is a personal problem. It's the bridge in that song. I just don't like it. I do not like the bridge.
But you gotta admit, like the beginning part of it with all the like intense like drums and like it's I feel like I'm in a survival situation.
Yes, but the bridge, it just feels, I don't know what it is about it. It's just I don't like the bridge, and that makes it, I guess, lower on my list of songs than Trash in the Camp.
Okay, I guess.
That, and I also really like the ending of Trash in the Camp when like the trumpet trails off like it's a drunken elephant, because it practically is. And
Like
it has that like little realization at the end, like the like, oh, they're here. It's great.
Yeah, that's a classic like '90s Disney movie thing.
It
I
is,
think
yeah.
Mulan did that with.
Are you talking
What
the
Girl
shift
Worth Fighting
between
For.
Girth? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I completely different mood change
Different
entirely
vibe.
from just like, oh yeah, we're having fun, making rhythms out of all of these strange artifacts from another world. Oh wait, it's the people who own said artifacts versus, we are fighting this war, we're trying to have a good time. I'd love to, go home, settle down, have, get married to a nice woman, and it's like everyone is dead. Everyone is dead. Dead.
Yep.
Dead. Death. Death. Death.
Mulan stops being a musical after that song.
Yeah, it does.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I was in a middle school production of Mulan where there were songs afterwards, and it
Mm-hmm.
it didn't feel right.
Yeah, I'm guessing it doesn't. But, Mulan is when kids, once they watch Mulan, that's when babies start recognizing music.
Yes, babies honestly learn a lot from Disney movies. So
They do, but specifically like the classic animated ones.
yeah, the Golden Age.
Golden Age Disney, yeah.
So pay your respects to our capitalist overlord Disney.
Yes.
Everyone, round of applause.
Yes, yes, yes. Clap, 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 clap. I don't want to clap. I don't want to peek my mic. It's not fun.
I probably did peak my mic, so apologies.
Well, now comes the part of the podcast where we were earlier talking about how we have some other forms of getting questions. And this is what we are calling the drop down.
The
Parker,
drop
would
down.
Yes, Parker, would you care to explain the drop down?
Yeah, so the drop down, as you may know, when you go to Google and you type in a search result, it gives suggested things for said search result. So what we're going to do in this section of the podcast is we're not only going to answer your questions, we're going to answer the world's questions.
Yes.
Whatever Google needs answered, we're here to answer.
All right. What do you think we should? What should the starting form of the question be? Like a why does, a why is, how are.
I think why does is good. Why does
all right,
is good.
I'm
It's
gonna
good
type
base.
in why does. All right, and then do we have a letter we want to go with?
E.
E. Okay.
What do we got?
I have got a.
Just list them out real quick, unless it's explicit.
It's not explicit, but so we have, why does electronegativity increase across a period?
Oh man, that's something I know the answer to, but I don't want to
Yeah?
spoil it.
Okay. We have, why does Earth have seasons? I know the actual answer to that. Like, no joke, whatever. I could come up with a joke, but knowing me, I probably won't if we choose that one to answer. We have, why does everyone hate me?
Is that Google saying that, or is that
That
why does everyone hate
everybody
Google?
We have, why does Earth have a magnetic field?
Didn't know.
We also,
I didn't.
you didn't
really
know it had a magnetic field?
I mean, I knew it had gravity.
Okay.
Specifically,
why do you think compasses work, dude?
why do you think compass? You know,
That's a question from me to you, not Google.
I know. I'll get back to you on that one.
Do you think it was like pointing to the North Pole because all of the Christmas magic was there, and then
It's based on vibes. It's
all compasses are based on vibes?
this feels like North.
Pirates were just guessing. Okay, and then we've got three really good ones at the bottom here. We have, why does everything taste salty?
Everything?
It says, why does everything taste salty?
Okay.
And then we have, why does Easter change every year?
Like the date that it happens?
It just says, why does Easter change every year?
Okay, well that's a way to interpret. There's multiple ways to interpret that.
There are multiple ways to interpret that. And then the last one is, why does everyone hate Nickelback?
Well, I don't hate Nickelback for one.
I don't hate Nickelback. I actually like some of their songs. I've only listened to some of their songs, but I still like them.
Yeah, I don't actively listen to Nickelback, but you know, I don't hate them. So the question is factually wrong. Cut it out of the list.
Yeah, there you go. Nobody, well, not nobody, but everybody doesn't hate Nickelback because we are part of everybody and we don't hate Nickelback.
Yeah. Put in the comments below if you hate Nickelback. There are no comments on Spotify. Don't try.
I'd show you, but this is a podcast.
Yeah.
Has similar vibes to that. I actually really like the why does everything taste salty? That's a very good one. Why do you think everything tastes salty, Parker?
So I have a answer based on a book that I read when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I think this is actually false science, but to
Really?
the best of my logic, apparently there are different parts of your tongue that taste different flavors.
Okay.
So like a certain part of your tongue tastes sour, a certain part of your tongue tastes sweet. And I'm pretty sure this is baloney. And your tongue can taste any flavor anywhere on your tongue. But if it were the case that the tongue has different like quadrants where it can taste specific things, the salty quadrant takes up the most of it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
Hey, that's a very good guess, Parker. Well done. That's up there with the best guesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think it's because whoever like Google searched this question, I just think it's because they're crying a lot, and so the tears are streaming down their face and into their mouth while they're eating. So everything will have that kind of salty taste with it because you're actually eating your own tears, and tears are salty. So stop crying and then eat your food.
Maybe we've uncovered a murder plot where they're trying to like desalinate this like whoever's murdering this person is trying to desalinate them, so everything tastes salty because there's a murder attempt going on.
I'm curious. I'm gonna ask this. How does one desalinate a person in Minecraft?
In Minecraft?
That was just for for safety.
Okay. Well, actually, I just thought of the word desalinate.
Yeah.
Because that's a completely made up word, honestly.
Desalinate? No, it is not.
Well, in my mind it is, because I didn't know it was a real word.
It's a real word, Parker.
I think I mean like...
It's the process of removing salt from seawater, dude.
Never mind. So my logic makes no sense. They're trying to salinate someone.
Parker, this is why you lose
To
at
death.
Scrabble.
This is why I lose at everything.
No, you win at Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah. Speaking of
You win at
which,
that.
if any of our viewers play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, no, don't. It's our game.
That is now our game.
Any
Okay,
other good Google questions?
Not with the letter E. Do we want to swap up the letter?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, give me another random letter, buddy.
H.
H. Okay. So we have Y does and then the letter H. Apparently there's a book that starts with that, so we're just gonna skip that. All right, we have why does hair turn gray? Why does hydrogen peroxide bubble? Why does hot water freeze faster? Why does honey crystallize? Why does Hulu have ads? Why does helium change your voice? And why does homestead exclusion go down?
Okay, that last one, I do not even know how to begin approaching that one.
Yeah, I don't even know what that one's asking.
But also, for the Hulu thing, I don't know either. I don't know why they have ads.
Nobody knows why Hulu has ads. That's one of life's great mysteries.
I'm paying for it. The benefit of streaming services is that they don't have ads if you pay for them.
Yeah.
It could be like free TV if you had like a free trial and then you have ads, and I'd be like, okay, well, that makes sense.
That would make sense for like a free trial.
But why would you have to watch ads if you're already paying for something?
Yeah.
Get it together, companies.
Come on. Don't you know that's supposed to be I might as well just be watching live TV. Like if you're going to be showing these ads, I might as well just be watching live TV.
It's just going to go back to live TV.
Yeah, it's frankly what it feels like. I actually might start watching live TV again. I actually like watching like the reruns of MASH and then like the 70s Batman. Those are great.
Wasn't it like 60s Batman? Or am I thinking of 60s Spider-Man?
It could be the 60s. I don't quite know the date, but I do know my family has a DVD copy of that movie, of that Batman's movie. It's great. I love it so much.
There was also a TV show that was associated with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they crossed over with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I didn't watch a lot of Scooby-Doo.
You know, it's funny. This podcast is occasionally becoming a discuss movies podcast, which is very funny.
Yeah, which we could probably make an entirely other podcast on that.
Yeah, but that market's already saturated.
Well enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good amount of drop-down questions for now.
Absolutely.
So why don't we swap back to our question document?
Mm-hmm. So I'll pick one out.
Okay.
Which animal has the longest gestation period? Questioned by Annika.
Thank you, Annika, for the question. Is this a bad time to realize that I have forgotten the definition to gestation?
I think that just means which animal has the longest pregnancy.
Okay.
Like, which animal takes the longest to be born.
Ah, okay.
I mean, you could argue that there are some humans who have not quite been born yet, even though they have technically been alive for 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't watched Tarzan or Mulan, so they're not living.
Yeah, they're not living. They can't experience music or see color.
Or colors. Man, they're just living out there in a musicless, colorless world. Life is dead to them.
It's like the movie. It's like the book The Giver, where it's
Oh no! All right. I'm gonna give it my best guess and actually say that humans probably have the longest gestation period.
Yeah, and even then, aren't humans like not even fully developed by the time they come out because of we're so big?
Yeah, I mean, also it's like everything else. Imagine having like the survival skills of pretty much any other animal in the wild. Like they're born and they know what to do immediately.
Yeah, it's very funny watching giraffes get born because they just fall out and then they're like, all right, I guess I got to follow the pack now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting kicked out of your Uber and then being forced to walk next to it.
Oh my god. All right. That was a question.
That was a question.
That was a question. That was one of the questions of all time.
That was one of the questions of all time.
All right, let me see here. Ooh, we have two that kind of I guess bleed into each other.
Yeah.
Should there be 4 oceans or 5?
So you're gonna have to educate me. How many oceans are there right now, scientifically defined?
The ones I can remember is we have the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean,
yeah.
and
The Red Sea doesn't count. That's just a sea. It's not an ocean.
Yeah, that's a sea. Exactly. I was trying to think of other stuff. And then we have the Arctic Ocean.
Okay.
I think there's only 4.
Yeah, there's only 4.
Yeah.
What would the 5th ocean be?
I feel like I keep it at 4. There's no point in trying to like categorize another ocean.
Unless you want to give the Red Sea the Pluto treatment and be even though it's tiny, the Red Sea is.
Well, I actually think you'd have a better chance giving the Mediterranean Sea the Pluto treatment.
That's true. Or Lake Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah. That is big. Big lake.
I think collectively, all of the lakes within the Midwest could be an ocean.
We just classify the Midwest as its own ocean.
Or maybe the 5th ocean is like just all of the fresh water in the world, because the rest of them are saltwater.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the difference between a sea and a lake?
Yes. Yes. Well, since it's not one of the questions that have been asked, I believe we have the permission to Google this.
Okay, go for it, man. The difference between a sea and a lake, I definitely think is whether it's freshwater or saltwater, or is it size too?
Do you mean like an ocean and a lake?
No, I'm meaning a sea and a lake.
Well, because it's not showing up as any of those, because it's just the questions people are asking are, what are the similarities between an ocean and a lake, or a lake and an ocean, or a lake and a beach, or a stream and a lake?
Hold on.
Maybe worldatlas.com has something.
Britannica Online.
Almost anybody has the idea of what a sea or a lake is. No, I'm Googling this for a reason. Don't shame me, worldatlas.com.
Lakes are bodies of water that are bounded by land. The greatest difference between a sea and a lake are their formation, boundaries, and size. Seas are vast, naturally occurring bodies of salt water that are partially enclosed by land masses that are anywhere from 100,000 square feet and larger. That is from azanimals.com.
Well, thank you, azanimals.com. That was a very vague answer.
Yeah, well, actually, it makes a little sense. They are okay. Yeah, so lakes are completely enclosed by a landmass, and then seas are connected to the larger interconnected oceans and are only partially enclosed by landmasses.
Okay, I don't know if this is true, but worldatlas.com is saying a lake contains only salty water, a sea contains only salty water, while a lake can contain either salty or fresh water.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true.
I have water type. Sea is saltwater only, and then lake is freshwater, saltwater, and then something called brackish.
Oh,
Brackish. Search Google for brackish.
well,
Slightly salty.
well, Caitlin, I don't know if this answers your question, but we're certainly learning about semantics here for seas and lakes.
I answered the question. I said we should keep it at 4 because there's no use in senselessly complicating things by trying to figure out what would be the 5th ocean.
Well, maybe Caitlin wants a 5th ocean, so like she's asking us to pitch a 5th ocean.
Okay. I think the better question is, why does Caitlin want a 5th ocean?
Well, my best guess would be...
What's your best guess?
Taxable land.
Okay.
Caitlin is a business woman who wants to tax lands, and perhaps oceans are more highly taxable than other bodies of water.
Interesting. That's a good guess. That's a good guess. My best guess of why Caitlin wants a 5th ocean is that Caitlin has run out of international waters to hide in.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't be adding oceans to the world. Like, it would still be kind of the same. Like, you can't add mass to Earth.
Yeah, no.
So we unfortunately can't help you, Caitlin, by creating a new ocean.
No, that's that one's on you. If you figure out, though, let us know. I think we both would love to sail the new ocean.
Yes, yes.
Probably like the 50th and 51st persons to sail the new ocean.
Yes, absolutely.
Too much responsibility being first. All right. I wanted to unironically, I didn't realize that one of the other questions I was like, oh yeah, it blends into this one. What we were talking about also kind of.
Yeah.
What ocean is the saltiest? Submitted by Annika. Thank you, Annika, for this very relevant to our conversation right now question.
The saltiest ocean is the 5th ocean, which just contains all of the salt that the other 4 oceans couldn't contain.
It's just a pile of salt and like a pile of water. Salt. It's a giant pile of salt.
Where do you think all table salt comes from?
Yeah, it has to come from somewhere. So it comes from the 5th ocean. The Desalination Ocean.
That would be the Salination Ocean. I've actually learned something today.
Yes. Well, desalination, because it's removing it from the seawater. So if it does it naturally, it's a naturally occurring desalination ocean. How do you think it's just in piles?
Yep. Yep. Those were words you just said.
Those were words that I just said. Did you get any of that?
No, I blanked out for a second. Sometimes I get so distracted by your natural radio voice, and I'm like, wow, he could be a great voice actor. Oh God, he's talking to me.
The equivalent of looking down and looking back up in math class and seeing the entire board has now been filled.
Or like looking down and being like, all right, I'm going to finish writing down these notes, and then you look back up and it's on another slide and you're like, well, I missed part of this new slide and I didn't even finish my notes.
Yeah. Well, those were some questions of all time. I'm very glad we got to give them our best guess, and I definitely think we should try and wrap this up because we are almost at a good 45-minute mark of recording, which probably means it's probably going to be like 30 minutes. Like when you are listening to this, when it's all edited and pretty and out on a format that isn't SoundCloud. No hate to SoundCloud. They're a great place.
Or perhaps we will also post it to SoundCloud because maybe there is a platform there. But it's mostly you can find us on Spotify if you're not already you're already listening there, I presume.
Because that's probably the only place other than SoundCloud that we're posting this potentially.
Yes, unless we post to like YouTube or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
But thank you for listening. However,
absolutely, thank you guys.
You are. That's not a phrase. If you are interested in more content from us, we will hypothetically be starting a travel style YouTube channel called The Midmen fairly soon. Mm-hmm. And we would just go around to places in the Midwest that are of note and travel there.
Yeah.
Learn some stuff about the world. And you can follow us on Instagram at midmen. Oh gosh, I'm gonna look at it right now.
Yeah. That's something we cannot guess on. We would like to give them a precise, because that's also where they're going to be able to find the link where they can submit their own questions so they can be featured on the show. Their questions can be featured on this wonderful little audio show you're listening to.
Okay, so it's at the.mid.men.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.